A glimpse of hope in Gaza. Can peace prevail? In the midst of a fragile ceasefire, U.S. Vice President JD Vance arrives in Israel, bringing with him a message of optimism and a plan for a better future. But amidst the rubble and the ongoing tensions, can this peace initiative truly succeed? Prayer for peace. Vance concludes his remarks with a heartfelt plea to Christians worldwide, asking them to pray for peace. He emphasizes the belief that Jesus Christ, known as the Prince of Peace, can work a miracle in this troubled region. With a sense of determination, he believes that with prayers, divine guidance, and a dedicated team, they can achieve lasting peace. The U.S., sole mediator. When questioned about the international security force, Vance asserts that the U.S. is the only true mediator. He reveals that Trump's envoys, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, are actively working on this initiative. While assuring that there will be no American military presence on the ground in Gaza, he highlights the U.S.'s role in coordinating efforts between multiple countries. Leadership in Gaza, a flexible approach. Vance is asked about his vision for Gaza's leadership. He admits uncertainty, but emphasizes the creation of a flexible governance structure to adapt to future developments. He believes both Palestinians and Israelis deserve stability and security, and once achieved, they can focus on long-term governance, with food and medicine taking priority. Reconstruction. Excluding Hamas-controlled areas, Jared Kushner addresses future reconstruction, stating that no funds will be allocated to areas controlled by Hamas. He explains that plans are being made to initiate reconstruction in areas under the control of the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, referring to it as the New Gaza, a place where people can live and find employment. Hamas disarmament, no deadline but consequences. Vance is confident the peace agreement will hold, with disarmament being a crucial part of the 20-point plan agreed upon by Hamas and Israel. Trump has made it clear that if Hamas fails to comply, they will face severe consequences. Neither Vance nor Trump is setting a specific deadline, but they emphasize the establishment of an international security force to ensure Gaza's safety. Returning hostage remains, a challenging task. Vance addresses the return of Israeli hostage remains, acknowledging the difficulty of the task. Some hostages are buried under massive rubble, while others' whereabouts are unknown. He assures that efforts will continue, but patience is needed as it will take time to recover all remains. A critical moment for the peace deal. Vice President Vance's visit comes at a crucial juncture for the peace deal. Phase 1, though not complete, has largely been successful, with the return of 33 Israeli hostages and the release of over 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. Now both Israel and Hamas face the complex challenges of the next phase, requiring them to relinquish control over Gaza while maintaining their power. Ceasefire, optimism, but no guarantees. Vance expresses great optimism about the ceasefire's chances of holding. He acknowledges that challenges will arise, requiring mediation and supervision. While feeling optimistic, he cannot guarantee its success with 100% certainty. He emphasizes that tackling difficult tasks requires action, not just certainty. Turkey's role, constructive and essential. When asked about Turkey's role, Vance believes everyone has a part to play, be it financial, construction, or communication. He highlights Turkey's potential for a constructive role in the peace process. A better future for Gaza, a collaborative effort. Kushner expresses his belief that a better future for Gaza is possible if everyone works together. He points to the flags of participating countries including the UK, Canada, and Germany as a symbol of international collaboration, strong coordination for aid delivery. Jared Kushner emphasizes the strong coordination between the UN and Israel to ensure aid reaches Gaza without falling into the wrong hands. He believes that with continued effort, even more progress can be made. Meeting the hostages, a moving experience. Steve Witkoff shares his morning meeting with 10 Israeli hostages and their families, describing it as an emotional yet inspiring encounter. He saw strength and resilience, not victims, and considers it a privilege as an American to be part of their journey. The Civilian Military Cooperation Center, a global initiative. Witkoff introduces the Civilian Military Cooperation Center, CMCC, which will not only be used for Gaza, but also in other conflicts. He believes it can serve as a model for peace initiatives, helping nations transition from war to peace. Media's attitude, rooting for failure. Vance criticizes the media's weird attitude towards the ceasefire, describing it as a desire to root for failure. He believes that every act of violence or negative development should not be seen as the end of the ceasefire. Rebuilding Gaza, a massive undertaking. Vance announces the opening of the CMCC, thanking the Israeli government and partners for their support. He acknowledges the immense task ahead, with an estimated 60 million tons of debris to clear in Gaza. JD Vance's address, live updates. Vice President Vance is about to address the media, and we will bring you all the key points. You can also watch his comments live at the top of this page. The scale of Gaza's reconstruction. As Gazans return to their neighborhoods, many face the reality of destroyed homes. The UN Development Program estimates the destruction at 84%, with certain areas like Gaza City reaching 92%. This has resulted in an enormous amount of rubble, with assessments suggesting over 60 million tons of debris. Ceasefire shaken, weekend violence. Violence erupted in Gaza over the weekend, raising concerns about the ceasefire stability. Israel accused Hamas of an attack that killed 2 soldiers, leading to Israeli airstrikes that killed dozens of Palestinians. Despite this, Hamas's chief negotiator remains committed to the ceasefire deal. The ceasefire so far, the Gaza ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, has been in effect for 12 days. Since its implementation on October 10, 20 living Israeli hostages have been returned, and 2,000 Palestinian prisoners have been released. Hamas has handed over the remains of 13 hostages, with more to be returned. As part of the deal, Israel partially withdrew its military, and humanitarian aid entered Gaza. However, violence flared up on Sunday, with an anti-tank missile attack killing 2 Israeli soldiers. Israel responded with airstrikes, and U.S. President Trump is sending envoys, including Vice President Vance, to ensure the deal's next phase and a permanent end to the war. JD Vance's mission in Israel. Vance's visit to Israel is part of the Trump administration's effort to strengthen the Gaza ceasefire. His primary goal is to push for negotiations on long-term issues with Prime Minister Netanyahu to end the war with Hamas permanently. Other U.S. officials, including Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, have also been in Israel this week, meeting with Vance shortly after his arrival. As the situation in Gaza remains complex, the world watches with hope and anticipation, wondering if this fragile peace can truly endure.